day yesterday, a pair of doubles and a 2-run home run. Briggs slices this one foul. Harrison's quickly up 0-2. And that's the big thing for her, Maddie. When she works ahead of batters, a first pitch strike, gets ahead like this, 0-2, she's really, really effective.
Yeah, CC is definitely a pitcher that is going to work the ball off the plate. She's going to try to spin it past these LSU hitters. She's definitely looking to expand to the zone, especially when she's 0-2 and she's trying to get these hitters to swing.
Making her 12th start of the season. She's 9-1 on the year, including a midweek win this week over Kansas. Briggs, bouncer over to short. Laird charges, fires the first. There's one away. Three pitches, 3 strikes so far for Sierra Harrison, who did not allow a run in 4 innings against the Jayhawks Wednesday night in Lawrence, and has recently had a couple really big performances. Struck out 9 against Auburn in her first game in SEC play a couple weeks ago. Also shut out the Tigers that day. Another first pitch strike in there to the 2-hole hitter Taylor Pleasance. Shortstop was 1 for 4 yesterday. It's upstairs. First pitch that Harrison has thrown out of the zone today. Pleasance was on base 4 times though yesterday. Only the 1 hit we said, but reached on 2 errors, also walked. The epitome of getting on board no matter how it happens. One ball and 2 strikes. Harrison primarily rise ball and changeup pitcher. Slides outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Taylor Pleasance, who has hits in 4 of the last 5 games. We talked yesterday a little bit about how since SEC play has started, she's struggled a little bit. Numbers aren't quite where they typically are, but has been finding a groove recently again. Ball is laced into center field. Alex Honnold retreating a few steps in front of the warning track, and there's 2 quick outs.
Just a great performance from Sierra Harrison there, getting ahead in the count, working the ball out of the zone, and she's able to get Pleasance to fly out to center.
She's been susceptible to walks at times this season, but you mentioned when she gets ahead, at times she feels unhittable sometimes because she's got every pitch in the arsenal and kind of throw it anywhere. Allie Newland going after the first pitch, flares it foul to the left side. Pair of singles yesterday for Allie Newland. Her 12th multi-hit game of the season and her 7th in the last 8 games. Has just been on an absolute tear the past few weeks. Fouls that one off. Only once in SEC play this season has Newland not had 2 hits in a game. She had 2 hits in all 3 against Kentucky a couple weeks ago. 2 of the 3 against Ole Miss last week, and did so again already last night in game 1 against Mizzou. Team leading .390 batting average. The 0-2 from Harrison. Dips just below the knees. Newland able to hold the hands, and it's 1-2.
An absolute great pitch from Sierra Harrison, but Newland, a very experienced hitter up there with lots of accolades, isn't going to chase that pitch down in the zone.
It was a first-team All-SEC pick and first-team All-Region last year as a junior. Did the same thing last year that she's started already this year during SEC play. She hit .419 during conference play last year. That led LSU, was 4th best in the conference. Not something you always see. This conference is so difficult. Some of the best pitchers in the country are in the SEC, and so when you step into conference play and get better, it's impressive. Drilled to right field, has Langer back on it, and it's a home run for Allie Newland. Fifth home run of the season for Allie Newland, and the tear continues for the left fielder.
Yeah, Noah, as we were talking about, Allie Newland has been an absolute terror during SEC play. Sierra Harrison leaves this ball elevated up in the zone, covers a little bit too much of the plate, and Allie Newland absolutely crushes it.
That was the issue last week against Tennessee for Missouri pitchers. Larissa Anderson said our pitchers actually threw some pretty good innings throughout the course of the weekend, but just too many times they left the ball right over the heart of the plate, and there were several home runs hit by the Lady Vols last weekend. Nobody had a better day for LSU last night than Raylene Gutierrez, who's at the plate now. 3 for 4, all 3 hits were extra bases. Hit a 2-run home run, hit a pair of doubles. Just her second 3-hit game of the season. She's ahead of Harrison here, 2-0.
Like you said, Noah, she had a phenomenal night last night. She was able to hit the ball at all parts of the zone and on both sides of the plate, so I anticipate us seeing another big day out of her today.
Power numbers are massively up this year. 5 home runs, including the one that we said last night. She had only hit 1 home run in the last 2 years, and this year has hit 5. Upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Five-pitch walk. So Sierra Harrison opens the day, Maddie, with a ground out and a fly out, 2 quick outs, but then home run and 5-pitch walk. How quick does that reset have to be to move on past this?
I think it's got to be a very quick reset, Noah. These next few hitters are very important players to go ahead and attack in this lineup. We definitely don't want to be turning the lineup over like we did last night. Sierra cannot afford to be seen more than she has to, but I'm not necessarily surprised to see that walk to Gutierrez. She was the one player that really did some damage last night.
Yeah, kind of pitching around her a little bit. It's probably a good move after the night she had last night. Brings up Carly Petty, who was 0 for 4 with a strikeout in game 1. Julia Crenshaw out to have a word with her pitcher. Petty, a grad transfer, spent 3 seasons at Oklahoma State. Was once named to the All-Region team as a sophomore, played in a pair of College World Series as well in her time at Oklahoma State. Tips just low, it's 1-1. Solo home run with 2 outs for Allie Newland. Then Raylene Gutierrez with a 5-pitch walk. There's a runner on first. 2 outs, and Sierra Harrison trying to get out of the inning here against Carly Petty. Here comes the 1-1. Right on the outside corner. the hands, just misses low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A really good pitch from Sierra Harrison there, but this LSU team is extremely disciplined. One of the best hitting teams in the country. Not a lot of swings and misses and a lot of chases going on.
Two. Slapped foul, stays alive. The inning will last at least 1 more pitch for Sierra Harrison. Carly Petty looking for her first hit of the weekend after going 0 for 4 yesterday. She's worked the count full here against Sierra Harrison. Thought we might be headed to a quick 1-2-3 inning after the first 2 batters. Sierra Harrison got out, but already a 24-pitch first inning for the sophomore. Gave up the solo home run to Allie Newland. Can she work out of a full count here? 3-2. Lifted, slicing out of play. And this has turned into a really good at-bat from Carly Petty.
Yes. Carly Petty extremely disciplined up to plate, but after last night's offensive duel, I don't think we can afford to give up free bases for either team.
"19 runs, 21 hits last night between the 2 teams. 10-9 the win for Missouri in game 1. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Lashed foul, will have a 9th.
Sierra Harrison doing a really great job of not giving in to Petty. Petty continuing to foul balls off, and Sierra's going right at her.
This heart of the order has really made her work. Newland, Gutierrez, and Petty. Another 3-2. Bouncer right back to Harrison. Has time to make the play at first to end the inning. But it's
See that today.
It's Jenna Laird first, and that's outside to start the day for Raylan Chafin, the junior from Louisiana, making her 8th start of the season. 7-1 on the year, a 2.40 ERA. Has been susceptible to giving up walks, a team high 21 on the season. But that's in there for a first strike of the day to even the count at 1 apiece to Jenna Laird.
Like you said, Noah, Chafin is definitely susceptible to giving up walks, and both teams are going to have to limit the free bases today if they want to win this series.
Do you think that's something that Mizzou hitters are extremely aware of now that we've seen a couple strikes taken from Jenna Laird? She wants to make sure that a pitcher who has had some command issues is going to throw strikes?
I think so, definitely. And Jenna Laird is somebody that can hit both sides of the plate, so we're definitely seeing her wait for a pitch that she wants to drive.
Tags that one foul and out of play to stay alive at 1-2. Jenna Laird, exactly what you ask of out of a leadoff hitter. 1 for 2 yesterday, singled, walked twice. Just inside, holds the hands here, and it's 2-2. That is an extremely tough take, too, with 2 strikes.
Very tough. As a right-handed pitcher in Chafin, getting in on the hands of Jenna Laird on that inside corner is extremely tough. Looked like a curveball, broke beautifully, almost caught a corner of that plate, but just missed.
Into the opposite field for Jenna Laird, a leadoff single. She had 4 straight hitless games coming into last night, Maddie, and Larissa Anderson said, we don't really say anything to her. She's going to have stretches like that. She doesn't have many, but she's going to find her way out of it. Singled last night, right away in the first inning tonight, another single.
Yep, she was very patient up to bat, looking for her pitch. Was able to find something to drive that was on the other half of the plate.
Now it's Alex Honnold, first pitch strike on the inside corner. She did all of her damage in the first 2 innings yesterday. A double in the first that brought in a run, and then a bases clearing double in the second. It's in on the hands, quickly 0-2.
Chafin definitely working that inside part of the plate to the lefties with the curveball.
I know it's early, only 8 pitches into her day, but we talked about the command issues. Hasn't really been any here. She's attacking the strike zone.
Yes, she is, Noah. She's going right at these Missouri hitters, trying to generate outs very quickly.
Arnold fouls it straight back. Another 0-2 on the way from Chafin. It's in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, Hannah Carson, and Jenna Laird advances to scoring position.
Not a horrible 0-2 pitch there from Chafin. Just misses a little bit too low, and it bounces off the chest protector of the catcher. Ultimately gets away, but not a horrible pitch there.
This is the first inning of work behind the plate for Hannah Carson this weekend. Came in as a pinch hitter in the 7th, but did not play in the field at all. That was all Macy Bergeron in day 1. Honnold lifts it into right field. Rudity makes the catch. Laird tags and dives in head first safely. Tying run is 60 feet away from scoring.
And another great piece of base running there from Jenna Laird. Able to tag up on a ball behind her, read her coach, and extend that, tag up, go to third.
Productive out for Alex Honnold, who is so good with runners on base. It doesn't always result in a hit, but more times than not, she advances runners. Does so again with Jenna Laird moving up to third. No surprise to see Julia Crenshaw take the first pitch.
Crenshaw definitely somebody that's very patient in the box. Always waiting, working deep into the count, trying to get a pitch that she can hit.
Powers that into right field, but right on a line. Rudity makes the catch. The throw in isn't time to get Laird. Mackenzie Rudity with a cannon in right field.
After review, the call is upheld. Out.
Call upheld on the field. And when the game ended last night, it was 39 degrees here in Columbia. What's that about?
It does look like that groundhog did not see his shadow, because it is chilly today and yesterday.
Yeah, right around 45 degrees at first pitch today.
At least got a little sunshine today.
Bark in the park day. Looking for a different kind of bark, I guess. Swing and a miss from Kelly Lynch. A senior from Georgia, two-way player. Saw her in the circle yesterday. Also had a great day at the plate with a pair of hits. Check swing. The appeal did not go. It's 1-2. And Kelly Lynch came in yesterday in the circle, Maddie, in a position that was not all that enviable. Down 7-3 in the second inning, and came down and for the most part locked down this Mizzou lineup.
Yeah, she handled the pressure very, very well. Yesterday was definitely an offensive explosion. So to come in a situation like that and hold the team down, it's phenomenal.
Stays in the at-bat here, 1-2 at the foul ball against Sierra Harrison. Came in the second with nobody out, gave up 2 runs in the 4th, and then gave up the game-winning hit to Madison Walker in the 6th inning.
And it's not all that common to see a dominant pitcher also be a dominant mainstay in a lineup like this.
Yeah, she is a part of the everyday lineup, whether she's pitching or she's the DP, but you will see her hit no matter what. Another 2-hit game yesterday for her, double and a single. Two-two. Bounced foul, third base side. It was a quick 2-up, 2-down in the first inning for Sierra Harrison. Got a ground out to start the day, then a fly out to center field. But then a solo home run by Allie Newland for the only score of the game so far. Also walked Raylene Gutierrez and then Carly Petty put together a really good at-bat. Saw 9 pitches before grounding out to end the inning. It's upstairs, 3-2. An LSU team that started the year 24-0. They were the last unbeaten team left in the country, but lost the final 2 games to Ole Miss last week. Lost game 1 to Missouri last night. Skies it into left field. Over towards the foul line is Shantice Phillips. 1 away.
Number 4 is the right fielder, Mackenzie Rudy.
One down here in the top of the second, and it's Mackenzie Rudy to the plate. The reason that Mizzou is not on the board yet is 1 out and a runner on third in the bottom of the first. Caught a fly ball and threw out Jenna Laird, who was trying to tag to go score. Got a double play to end the inning. Lifts it high in the air, center field. Honnold's back on the warning track, and it leaves the yard. Mackenzie Rudy with a run-saving play on defense and immediately follows that with a solo home run.
Yeah, Sierra Harrison on a rise ball. Doesn't quite get enough break on that pitch. That pitch ends up being belt high, right where Rudy likes to drive that ball. And we're going to see the ball leave the yard.
Talks Kelly Lynch two-way because of being great on offense and in the circle. Mackenzie Rudy already today in the first 2 innings. He's made a spectacular play on defense. Gives her team a 2-run lead on a solo home run as well. Just the second at-bat of the weekend for Hannah Carson. Came in the 7th inning as a pinch hitter last night. Struck out against Taylor Pinnell, who earned her SEC leading 5th save of the season. That's also 2nd most in the entire country. But now gets the start as the catcher in game 2 of the series. She had some trouble against the changeup of Taylor Pinnell yesterday. Pinnell threw 2 of them. Carson was way out in front. Maybe something that we might see from Sierra Harrison with 2 strikes?
I think so, and I think we're going to see Sierra introduce that changeup more and more as the game goes on. LSU, a really great rise ball hitting team, and she's going to need that changeup to throw these hitters off time.
Slashed foul, stays 0-2. That's the pitching staff as a whole. Larissa Anderson was telling us whether it's Krings last night, Harrison today, Pinnell, McCann, Natalie Touche potentially. If she gets in there, she said every pitcher has to have a good changeup and has to be effective with it this weekend. One ball and 2 strikes. After that's out of the zone high. One, 2. Popped up, left field, foul territory. Phillips slides, but doesn't have the time to get there. We're seeing Sierra Harrison get ahead of batters, and that was the big thing we talked about in the first inning. She had to be able to do that. She's doing that, Maddie, but these hitters, everybody the first time through the lineup, they're making her work, fouling off a couple two-strike pitches.
They definitely are making her work, and I'm not seeing a lot of pitches from Sierra that are great chase pitches. They've either been way out of the zone or too close to the plate.
A little bit out in front of the off-speed, but again, Carson gets enough of it. Third two-strike pitch that she's fouled off in this at-bat. Michigan transfer who spent 4 years with the Wolverines, was once named All-Big Ten. Last year was supposed to be her grad year with LSU, but got hurt 2 games into the season, ended her year. So this is her final year in her 6th year of college softball. And she stays off that one outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Saw a lot of pitches from Lauren Krings last night in the first few innings. The Missouri starter seeing the same so far today for Sierra Harrison. Popped up, stays in the infield. It's Jenna Laird who calls everybody off for the second out.
A really great job by Jenna Laird there. A little bit of confusion on the infield. Jenna ultimately takes control, and that's what a shortstop is supposed to do. Calls everybody off and makes that play.
As sure-handed of a shortstop as you will find. Won the Gold Glove 2 years ago in the first year of the Gold Glove in college softball. First at-bat of the weekend for Maddox McKee, true freshman from Montgomery, Texas. Not a part of the everyday lineup, but she has seen her fair share of at-bats this season. Did not play at all in the Ole Miss series last week, but actually had 3 hits in the Kentucky series a couple weeks ago in her first week of SEC play. 1-1. Two-time state champion in the state of Texas at Lake Creek High School, was also a 2-time All-American in high school. Comes from a softball and baseball family. Her mom, Christy, played softball at South Dakota. Her dad, Robert, played at Tulane, was also in the Houston Astros farm system for a few years. One from Harrison. Off speed on the outside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Rolls it right side, that's through the hole. Maddox McKee's first at-bat of the weekend is a single, and it keeps the inning going as she flips the lineup to the top.
Number 88, center fielder, Sierra Briggs.
It's not the end-all, be-all by any means, Maddie. We're only in the second inning, close game still, but that one felt like it could have been big for Sierra Harrison to get out of the inning and let the offense come back up.
Definitely. Maddox McKee just found a hole in the infield and was able to drive it through there. Not a hard hit ball by any means, but does manage to get first base from that.
So already 4 hits in SEC play for the true freshman, and didn't even play in the entire Ole Miss series last week. Making the most of her opportunities when she gets the chance. Ground out to short the first time up for Sierra Briggs. That started the day today. And after a few out of the zone from Sierra Harrison, Julia Crenshaw wants to slow things down a little bit and have a word with her pitcher. What are you seeing from Harrison right now in the first couple innings?
Just like I said earlier in the top of the inning, Sierra either is missing a little bit too much white or she's throwing it way out of the zone. So she's got to find that happy medium where she's going to get those LSU hitters to hit the ball or to chase her pitches. She's not getting a lot of chases because they're so far out of the zone right now.
Squares around to bunt. Right back to Harrison. The throw over to first ends the inning.
A lot of people coming out here to see that matchup.
Anytime you got a top 3 team in the country in town, that's the case for the Mizzou fans this weekend with LSU.
Yeah, a lot of younger athletes out there, younger softball players looking up to their idols here, whether they're on Missouri or they're on LSU. A great matchup to watch for them.
Saw Missouri get a Game 1 win, too, on a day that was all about offense. 10-9, 19 runs, 21 hits. It was a great game last night. And Cara Daly had 2 hits in that win for the Tigers. Cuts right through this one. It's a strikeout. First of the day for Raylan Chafin.
Yeah, Chafin not acting scared at all to go up against these Missouri Tigers, going right at them, going 0-2 on several hitters that we've seen so far. She's really pitching aggressive here.
Most walks on the LSU pitching staff, and that's what we touched on to start the day, is she's given up walks. She's had some command problems at times this season, but we're not seeing that at all through the first 4 batters today.
No, we've definitely seen the opposite, and I think it's working out in her favor. She's getting ahead in the count, and then she's getting really great hitters like Cara Daly to swing at something that's out of their comfort zone.
And I think you can say that about any pitcher, right? Every pitcher's better when they're working ahead than when they're falling behind 1 or 2-0, but it's just something different about when you get that first pitch strike or when you see a 1-2 count, you feel like you've got everything to be able to throw.
Definitely. Feeling a little more comfortable up there, knowing you've got a little bit of wiggle room to move the ball off the plate.
That one dips just below the knees of Maddie Gallagher, who scored the game-winning run yesterday. She started that crucial 6th inning with a leadoff double, and 2 batters later came around to score on the game-winning single by the freshman Madison Walker. Slides outside. 3 balls and a strike now to Gallagher. And of course, after we spent all that time talking about Chafin getting ahead of all the batters, now she's 3-1 because that's obviously how it works. Whipped on the ground towards second. Petty over to first. It's a really nice play by Carly Petty.
Definitely. And again, we see Chafin not pitching scared, leaving a ball a little too much over the white, and Gallagher tattoos it straight to the second baseman. Second baseman made a great play, Carly Petty, to get that out at first.
Two quick outs for Raylan Chafin, who's seen the minimum. She gave up a leadoff single to Jenna Laird, but a double play ended the inning. She's gone 2 up, 2 down so far before Katie Chester steps in, and that's way off the plate outside. One of the best games of the season for Katie Chester last night. Was on base every time she came up, had a pair of base hits, drove in a couple runs. Check swing, fouls this one off 1-1. And that included a single that tied the game at 9 apiece. And then, of course, Mizzou comes around a couple innings later and scores the game-winning run to win it 10-9. But she had the hit that tied the game as well late in the game.
Yeah, being on base every single time for Chester last night was very impressive. Not always easy to get on base every single time you step up into the box, especially in the SEC. You're going up against some of the best pitchers in the country, but she was able to get on base every single time last night.
Swings right through, 2-2. As a player that played a ton last year, was a part of the starting lineup almost daily, but she has turned in to the starting DP every single game so far this season. Knows she's going to have that spot in the lineup. 2-2 from Chafin. Swung on and missed. 2 strikes.
She's worked through some of those issues today and is able to get ahead of these LSU hitters and feels a little bit more comfortable to do so.
Yeah, gave up 4 walks like you mentioned yesterday. Got behind batters. Only 1 hit in the 2 2/3 innings, but created a little bit of trouble for herself at times because of the walks.
Yeah, McCann is really effective when she has all 3 of her pitches on. She's able to change speeds. Rise ball's a different speed than her drop ball. Drop ball's a different speed than her changeup. I think we're going to have to see her throw that changeup a little bit more today to get these LSU hitters off time since they saw her yesterday.
Faces the heart of the LSU order to start with Taylor Pleasance, who sees this one outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Coach Anderson said with McCann, the higher the velocity is not always better for her. We need what you just alluded to, Maddie, the change in speeds. All of 3 of her pitches need to be different speeds.
Location is also going to be key for McCann today, making sure she's hitting her spots inside and outside, not leaving anything a little bit too much over the white.
The 1-2 to Pleasance, fouled straight back. McCann did not allow a run yesterday, just the 1 hit like we touched on. Locked down that lineup for the 2 2/3 innings that she threw. Then Taylor Pinnell came in and slammed the door shut with her SEC high 5 saves now in the year. Another 1-2. Off speed, bounced over towards second. It's Gallagher up with it, 1 down. Here comes Allie Newland, who her first time up left the yard to right center field and gave LSU a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Allie Newland, just a phenomenal hitter in this LSU lineup. Crenshaw already going out to talk to McCann, probably just to calm some of those nerves and tell her to go right at Allie Newland. Brand new at bat, and we'll want to see McCann attack this hitter.
Allie Newland's just been on a different level recently. Another 2-hit game last night. That was her 6th time in the last 7 games having at least 2 hits. Tied for a team lead with 5 home runs after her first inning shot. 1 out, nobody on base for her here, and she's eager to go after the first pitch. Fouls it back 0-1. What was your mindset when you were facing hitters like that who were just in the zone and kind of seeing the ball differently?
Yeah, my mindset was just to find a way to win. So have to compete no matter if they're an All-American or a pinch hitter off the bench, finding a way to get outs as quick as we can and finding a way to beat every single hitter.
Second straight foul ball, it's 0-2. McCann's a strike away from getting her. Would you pitch around him a little bit, or did you just want to attack the strike zone, go after it?
I did not necessarily pitch around them. I always had a player that I didn't want to beat me, and I'd pick that player out before the game started. So Gutierrez is probably that player today, somebody that you don't want to beat.
Another foul ball, right side for Allie Newland. Yeah, Gutierrez is on deck. She had 3 hits yesterday, including a home run. This is not a fun part of the order if you're a pitcher. Just had Taylor Pleasance, who's one of the best players ever to wear an LSU uniform. Then you've got Allie Newland and Raylene Gutierrez right after her. Another 0-2 from the freshman. Launched high in the air, right side. Kaylee Langer's got plenty of time towards the foul line and makes the grab for the second out.
McCann absolutely competing against Allie Newland. Allie Newland, like you said, hit a home run in her previous at-bat, and McCann competed in an excellent fashion, got her in 3 pitches.
Really good start to the day for Marissa McCann, who's gotten ahead of both batters that she's seen today after the walk issues yesterday. As dangerous as that bat has been for Allie Newland, this is the one that had the big bat last night for LSU. 3-hit day for Raylene Gutierrez.
Absolute terror last night for LSU.
It's a called strike 1 and 2. It was a 2-run home run. She also brought in 2 more runs. So a career high 4 runs driven in last night for Raylene Gutierrez, who more than anything is known for her defense. Was part of the SEC all-defensive team last year, but the offensive numbers have skyrocketed this year. Goes in the opposite field with this one, but right at Shantice Phillips, who makes the grab on the run on the warning track. A 1-2-3 inning for Marissa McCann in her first inning of work. But LSU, halfway through the third, still has a 2-0 lead over Missouri. Madison Walker due up first for Missouri in the third, trying to cut into this. And then Wednesday in the midweek against Kansas. She's somebody who grew up just outside of Kansas City, had a lot of friends and family in Lawrence watching that game. Rips that ball on a line to third. And Maddox McKee snatches it out of the air for the first out.
Yeah, Madison Walker taking a pitch on that inner half and ropes it to McKee at third base. A great play. McKee laid out for that ball.
Also had an RBI base hit in that Kansas game, was the point I was getting at. And she's had a couple games in a row that she's stringing together where you can tell that confidence is going up for the true freshman.
Yeah, it's not always easy to stay composed, especially against great competition like Kansas and LSU, but Madison Walker is really staying composed and patient and waiting for her pitches.
Now brings up Shantice Phillips, the senior left fielder. Was one of just 2 players for Mizzou last night that didn't have a hit. Chops that one foul. 0-2. Really had a resurgence from last year. Was a starter most of the season, was hitting close to 300 about halfway through the year, but she went through an all-time slump where she went 0 for 26. Because of lack of production, Larissa Anderson pulled her out of the starting lineup, didn't play the final month of the season after that. Check swing, got a piece of it here. She was in the starting lineup day 1 of the season, put in a lot of time in the offseason, and she hasn't quite been in the lineup every single day, Maddie, but a majority of games she's in there as the starting left fielder. Reaches for this one on the 0-2. Bouncer over towards second. Tough time for Petty, and she doesn't have a play.
In both nights, Noah, Shantice hasn't gotten a hit yet, but we have seen her get on base quite a bit. She's finding a way to get on in that 8 spot, which is what we want with Linger coming up to bat to turn this lineup over.
The right fielder, number 99, Haley Langer.
You had mentioned it a couple times last night, but Mizzou got a lot of production out of their 8-9 hitters. It was Phillips and Langer last night, Phillips and Langer today again. Squares to bunt, takes a strike. And if you can start getting that consistently when you pair that with especially your top 2 hitters in Jenna Laird and Alex Honnold, but really the rest of the lineup, you can get 1 through 9 hitting well and getting on base. That's really, really good.
Yeah, it's a great spot to be in, having runners on base when Laird and Honnold come up.
Kaylee Langer bloop into right field, and it drops down. Not always how hard you hit it, but sometimes where you can place it, and it was perfectly placed by the 9-hole hitter, Kaylee Langer.
And that's exactly her job, Noah. It's not necessarily to hit balls to the fence or to get extra base hits. Her job is to get on so that Jenna Laird and Honnold can knock her in.
Larissa Anderson said she's like a robot sometimes because all I have to say is, Kaylee, what's your job? And she will say every single time, flip the lineup back to the top. First pitch strike in there to Jenna Laird, the leadoff hitter for Missouri. Having some issues with our camera up top right behind his home plate. So on balls in play, you'll see a little bit of a different angle compared to normal. Laird holds the swing here. Really big opportunity, Maddie, for Missouri. You got your best 2 hitters in the lineup coming up right now. Less than 2 outs, couple runners on base, down 2 runs, a chance to cut into the deficit.
Yeah, Missouri could not be in a better spot here. 2 of their best hitters stepping up to plate here.
Laird had the only hit of the day for Missouri coming into the inning. But a pair of singles, one from Shantice Phillips, one from Kaylee Langer in this third inning. Here's the 1-2 from Chafin. Ripped right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Phillips gets the wave, but she's gunned down at home. Sierra Briggs with a cannon.
And an obstruction call.
Oh, wow, obstruction. So they're saying the run counts for Missouri. The umpires come back on to say that they uphold the call. Missouri gets a run here to cut it to a one-run game.
Yeah, and you see Carson's knee go down right here, which leaves Shantice Phillips nowhere to go in sliding. So ultimately, that is the right call.
Two hits on the day for Jenna Laird. Her 12th multi-hit game of the season already in the third inning. Gives Missouri its first run of the game. Tigers double in the second. Drove in 4 runs over the course of the first 2 innings. Has an opportunity to do something similar to here.
Yes, if you're Missouri, this is the exact spot that you want your All-American to be in right now with runners on first and second.
Larissa Anderson said it's kind of funny because this is going to sound not so great, but she really doesn't do anything special. Lifts it into the air into left field. Newland the grab for the second out. She said if a pitcher makes a mistake, though, she takes advantage of it. She doesn't chase pitches. She knows what pitches she can handle, and that's what she does all her damage with. Two down for Julia Crenshaw. Off speed is on the outside corner, 0-1.
And Crenshaw had a pretty good night last night, too, as well. So still a really great spot for Missouri.
Led off the 4th inning with a home run. And that was a really important one because LSU had just taken the lead in the top of the 4th. And right away to start the 4th, bottom of the 4th, rather, Crenshaw came up, homered, pulled it within 1 run at that time. She's down 0-2 here, which, if you ask her, that's her favorite count to face. Said, I love when I have 2 strikes. Like it even more when it's 0-2.
And that's not all that common. Seeing a player love to hit an 0-2 count, really likes that pressure.
That's something you would be saying as a former pitcher. You like 0-2, not the batter. Slashed out of play, stays alive at 1-2. Coach Anderson said, I want her to swing more early in counts. She watches a lot of strikes early, gets behind. She said, so in practice, I tell her all the time, all right, when you go up to the plate, you're starting with an 0-2 count. And Crenshaw said, that's fine with me. You know that's my favorite count.
Yeah, a lot of times early in the counts, pitchers are covering more of the plate with those pitches. So it's probably something more that Crenshaw could drive earlier in the count. But if she thrives in 0-2, that's what she's going to take it to.
Right now in the 7th inning in Oxford, Mississippi, number 5, Georgia, up 5-0 on the Rebels. Here comes the 1-2. Popped up, drops down in front of Briggs. Langer's in to score to tie the game. And it's Julia Crenshaw's 11th 2-out RBI of the season.
Yeah, Crenshaw does the most with what she's pitched. A ball that definitely cuts on the outer half. Crenshaw, not a great pitch to drive, but is able to shorten up and bloop this ball into shallow center to score a run.
And And now Cara Daly in the cleanup spot. Somebody that you don't have to tell to swing early in counts. She loves going after pitches early in at-bats.
One thing that I love about Cara Daly is she is swinging out of her shoes early in the count, trying to drive something really hard to the outfield, and then she shortens up when she does get 0-2 in the count.
Which is where she's at right now after a called strike and then a foul ball. But a 2-run third inning for Missouri to tie the game up here in the third. Comes in and hits her on the arm. Bases loaded for Missouri.
Yeah, Cara Daly hit off the elbow. We saw that a little bit last night. Ultimately, just stands her ground and gets hit by that pitch in the elbow to take first base.
Raylan Chafin had faced the minimum through the first 2 innings. 6 up, 6 down, but she has faced 7 batters already. Maddie Gallagher is the 8th of this inning. 2 runs already scored by the Tigers and a chance with the bases loaded to take the lead for the first time this afternoon. Off speed, called strike. It's 0-2. That hitter, back-to-back hit by pitches, is how Missouri takes its first lead of the day.
Yeah, not something you want to see if you're head coach Beth Churina for LSU. Chafin has back-to-back hit by pitches. Both times she is running that ball in a little too close to the hitters. Last time it was Cara Daly, the right.
Only 4 of them earned. Gave up 6 hits. Lasted just 1+ inning of work. And her first pitch of the day misses just a little bit low. Oh, they're saying on the appeal that Chester went around.
Yeah, Coach Anderson talking to Chester here again. Some of the fans here did not like that call. Chester ultimately being told, so what? Go ahead. Take her at bat. Does look like she was pretty close to going. I think that's probably the right call there. I think the bat did ultimately cross the plane of the plate.
Quickly 0-2 now to Chester. Berzon looking for a bounce-back performance today, and what a great way it would be to start things here by getting out of a bases-loaded jam that she inherited. Cold strike 3 outside corner. Coach of LSU. Coach, not a typical outing yesterday for Sydney Berzon, but she comes in relief today. What has to be different for her?
Well, it's a lot warmer. It was a very miserable day at the ballpark yesterday. So, I mean, is that an excuse? No, everybody pitching it. But, I mean, Lauren Krings is better than what she did yesterday, too, in my opinion. It was just a tough day to throw a softball.
Yeah, Coach Churina, what were you seeing out of Raylan Chafin? She had a great first couple of innings, and then the third, not so much.
I mean, Maddie, you should be with us on this. It was a terrible day to pitch a softball, wasn't it? You should agree with me here. I think Ray threw better than the outcome she just got right there. It would have been nice if we could make a couple plays or have a couple things go our way there, because I didn't think she was in a bad spot. It was, I hated having to go get her. I thought she did a really nice job.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
So LSU was up 2-0, but a 3-run third for Missouri has given the Tigers their first lead of the day, and McCann is back out there to throw for her second inning of work in relief. Had a 3-up, 3-down inning her first time through in the third, and a chance to add to that here to start the fourth. Carly Petty to start things in the fourth for LSU, facing their first deficit of the day after that 3-run third by Missouri. And the first pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner from McCann. Beth Torina called Carly Petty a bit of a surprise and made a really big adjustment from last year. She played a lot a year ago, was a starter every single day, but said the numbers have jumped this year. Tries to square down a bunt here and fouls it back 0-2. Our normal home plate camera right behind us not working great, working on that right now. So on balls in play, a little bit of a different angle than normal. It's in the dirt. First ball, the at-bat to Petty. Looped into center field. It's Honnold in on it. 1-away.
Yeah, we are seeing Marissa McCann here continue to get ahead early on these LSU hitters in attack.
Different than what we saw yesterday. Had 4 walks in her 2 2/3 innings. None of them came back to hurt her. She didn't give up a run, only gave up 1 hit. But 4 batters through today. She's gotten ahead of all of them, and it's been 4 up, 4 down for her so far. First pitch to Kelly Lynch, nabs the outside corner. And again, a first pitch strike. Kelly Lynch worked most of the day in the circle yesterday after just 1 inning from Sydney Berzon. Lynch came in the second, threw 5 innings, took the loss, but actually pitched really well, especially coming into a game down 7-3. Gave up 3 runs. Those kind of came in bunches. For the most part, Lynch was really good in the circle. Gave up 2 runs in the 4th and gave up the game-winning single in the 6th inning. Just misses. It's 3-1. First time that McCann has been behind a batter today. Here's the 3-1 from McCann. And after a first pitch strike, 4 in a row out of the zone for a 5-pitch walk.
Yeah, we were talking about those free bases, Noah. I think it's really crucial for McCann to continue to work ahead, especially gets into that lower part of the order, so she can get those outs in front of the top of the lineup.
Walked the bases loaded yesterday in her first inning of work, then got a really important out. Had 4 walks yesterday, gave up her first just now after retiring the first 4 batters she saw, but trying to bounce back now against Mackenzie Rudity, who homered in her first plate appearance of the day. Rudity cuts right through the first pitch, 0-1. It's just her 3rd home run of the season. Back in the 2nd inning, gave LSU at that time a 2-0 lead, but Missouri has since scored 3 to take the lead. It's upstairs. Reaches for one, may have been out of his. 1-2, runner takes off. The throw down to Laird is in time. Crenshaw throws out Lynch. 2 away in the 4th.
An absolutely beautiful throw from Julia Crenshaw. She comes up on this pitch that is actually a little bit low, is able to stand up and get the runner out on second, caught stealing.
A hose behind the plate by Julia Crenshaw for the second out of the inning. And now bases are empty as Rudity flares it into right field. Kaylee Langer on the dive.
Keeping them off balance. She's mixing both sides of the plate and really keeping them off balance with that changeup. So we just got to keep spinning the ball and working both sides of the plate.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the
weekend.
weekend.
Thanks for being here. MIZ.
2 innings for Marissa McCann. The freshman has seen the minimum. 6 batters faced. Came in relief for Sierra Harrison, who gave up a couple home runs to start the day. And Missouri, who took game 1 last night 10-9, has a lead against the top 3 team in the country. A chance to clinch the series already at home today. Madison Walker on the first pitch, pops it over towards second. Carly Petty has the out. 1 pitch, 1 out. It's a solid start to the inning.
Left fielder, number 28, Shaw Tate Phillips.
I'm sure as a former pitcher yourself, Maddie, you had to love that, right? Batter goes after the first pitch, you get an out. You're thinking, man, 1 pitch in, we've already got an out. Good to go here in the inning.
Yeah, I'm thinking my job is easy.
Shantice Phillips at the plate, started that 3-run 3rd inning. An inning in which the Tigers batted all the way around. 9 players came to the plate.
What I am loving for Berzon right now is that she is absolutely attacking these 7, 8, and 9 hitters so far.
Came in with bases loaded, 2 outs. Got a strikeout to end the inning in the 3rd. It was a 3-run inning for Missouri, but it could have been a whole lot worse if Berzon, who came in relief, didn't get that out. They kept the inning going, but instead she got the out, comes back for her first full inning of work, and she's got Phillips way out in front here for her 2nd strikeout.
That was a beautiful pitch from Berzon. Works a changeup off that lower half of the plate. Beautiful 0-2 pitch, is able to stretch the corner about 3 or 4 inches.
Kaylee Langer singled her first time up in the 9-hole. Now trying to spark a 2-out rally to give it back to the top of the order. Drops just below the knees to Langer. It's 1-1.
Like I said, Noah, just absolutely going at these lower part of the order hitters.
It's 2 tall, 2 balls and a strike. Nobody on, 2 outs. Chance for a 3-up, 3-down inning here in the 4th after Mizzou batted around in the 3rd. And on the hands, just got a piece of it. Skips in there, full count.
And Kaylee Langer is turning into somebody who is hard to get out for Missouri. She has a hard out in that 9-hole.
Now, Larissa Anderson said pitchers are always worried about Jenna Laird and Alex Honnold, the next 2 up. She's been a tough out, but she cuts through this one, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Sydney Berzon to end home state with the Michigan Wolverines. Came to LSU last year, where she only played in 2 games before suffering a season-ending injury, and now in her last year with LSU. Also getting her first start of the series. Came in as a pinch hitter last night in the 7th, struck out. 0 for 1 today with a pop out. The appeal down to 3rd. She did not go, was able to hold the swing. Mizzou faithful don't love that. They thought that there was a call just like that last half inning that went the way against their batter. Now their pitcher doesn't get the same call. That one's a strike though, outside corner, 2-1. Back-to-back in the zone. Marissa McCann, the freshman, fell behind 2-0, but she's worked it back to 2-2. And even when she's fallen behind batters, Maddie, she's working back and getting it right back to a count she wants.
Yeah, she's doing a great job competing. Threw a couple balls, didn't cash it in, went ahead and threw her pitches in the zone.
That one got a piece of Carson. First hit batter of the day for Marissa McCann. Leadoff runner is on base now for LSU.
And I always like to say as a pitcher that you need to be ahead in the first 3 pitches of the at-bat. So whether that's a first pitch strike or your next 2 pitches are strikes, you got to get ahead in the first 3.
So one way or another, at some point it has to be 1 and 2 is what you're saying, right?
Correct.
You had kind of alluded to this as well last half inning, but this is not the spot of the order too. If you're Marissa McCann, that you want to be giving up base runners. Did a really nice job against the top of the order when she came in relief, but now you want to limit the base runners at the bottom of the order.
Definitely want to. You do not want hitters on when this lineup gets turned over, and you especially don't want to be giving up free bases. Make them earn it.
Maya Townsend is in as the pinch runner for LSU. For Hannah Carson, the catcher. Maddox McKee, the 9-hole hitter, squared to bunt but pulled it back for a ball. We mentioned this her first time up. She's not an everyday part of the lineup, but gets the start today. Doesn't have a ton of at-bats, but man, has she been making the most of them when she gets an opportunity. Already 1 for 1 today with a single. Had 3 hits in the Kentucky series a couple weeks ago. She's ahead 2-0 right now. And that's a pretty surefire way to make sure you're in the lineup and getting more opportunities when you're coming in and in very limited chances, getting base hits, getting your job done. Coaches love that. Here comes the 2-1. Maddox goes right through the bunt attempts. Two balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 5th inning. Tying run is on base for LSU with nobody out. Three and 2. Full count pitch for McCann. Fouled straight back. Maddox McKee stays alive.
Yeah, McCann needs to continue to go at McKee. She needs to get this out before she turns the lineup over to Briggs.
Last thing you want is the top of the order coming up. Nobody out, couple runners on base. Really important batter here for McCann. 3-2 again. Off speed is bounced foul.
And a great off-speed pitch and great timing there. That off-speed came in at about 46 miles an hour, so we're seeing about a 10 to 15 mile an hour difference on that changeup, which is exactly what we want to get those hitters off time.
It's what Larissa Anderson said she needed from McCann this weekend, changes in speed. Great battle here between 2 freshmen. 3-2. We'll see one more.
McCann doing a good job of not giving in to McKee here.
This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Tagged into right center field. Langer's over on it, and the right fielder camps out for the first out.
And that's a big out for the Missouri Tigers. Double play ball here into the inning.
This is the last batter that Marissa McCann has not faced today. When she came in the top of the 3rd, Taylor Pleasance was the first batter she faced. Pleasance is now back in the on-deck circle, so first time that Briggs has faced McCann this afternoon. Goes after the first pitch, slices it foul, and into the concession stand.
And McCann has seen these hitters 1 or 2 times last night as well.
The 0-1. Check swing, she went around. 2 2/3 innings in relief last night for Marissa McCann. Larissa Anderson goes to her really quickly today after a home run given up by Sierra Harrison in each of the first 2 innings. 0-2. Foul territory, gets out of play.
And with Briggs making a slapping attempt here, McCann is trying to work that outer half to get her to hit into a double play, either to Cara Daly or Jenna Laird, so they can get out of this inning.
Briggs chopper towards short. Laird's only play is to first, and Briggs is safe. She beats out the throw. Infield single for Sierra Briggs.
A beautiful slap there by Briggs, just soft enough that Jenna Laird had to make a really hard charging attempt at this ball. Ultimately is the reason that she was safe at first. You'll see the amount of time it took Jenna Laird to run in on this ball, and she's ultimately called safe at first.
Bang, bang play, but that appears to be the right call. Briggs beats it out. Couple runners on for Taylor Pleasance. Gets a piece of the outside corner, 0-1 now to Pleasance. The first batter that McCann faced today back in the 3rd. Pleasance is looking for her first hit of the day. An all-SEC pick each of her first 3 years, including coming in right away as a freshman when she was a first-team all-SEC player, second-team All-American. Hit 10 home runs her freshman season, and the numbers have just continued to go up since then. Has been second-team all-SEC each of the last 2 years. Now coming into her senior campaign. And she has her name written all over the history books for LSU. Top 5 in career program rankings in slugging percentage, home runs, and runs batted in. Her true freshman season was the COVID-shortened year in 2020 when she came in, started all 24 games before the season was ended early, was hitting almost 400. Really took her no time whatsoever to get acclimated to SEC softball.
No, she jumped right in. And like you said, this is a great spot for LSU to be in. Runners on first and second, and one of your most accoladed players up to bat.
Lifts it into left field. It has Phillips back on the warning track, makes the grab. Really important second out here in the inning for Mizzou. You can catch your breath if you're Marissa McCann, but not for very long, because here comes Allie Newton. That jumps out though, Maddie. 4 walks yesterday, only 1 today.
Yeah, that's a huge adjustment from Marissa McCann.
Shot into center field, sliding grab by Alex Honnold. The freshman Marissa.
Missouri hitters.
I mean, you saw it early in that package. When it's down in the dirt, when it's down at the knees, the ankles, it's an unhittable pitch, but you said it. You leave that up another foot and it's at the belt. It's an easy pitch to hit.
Right. She definitely has one of the heaviest drop balls in the country, meaning it's moving a lot, and it's hard to lift that ball into the outfield.
She has the top of the order with Jenna Laird, who tried to check the swing but couldn't, and it's 0-2. Already a 2-hit day for Jenna Laird, who now has 12 multi-hit games on the season. It strays inside, 1-2. And it's not that she needs to have a hit every single time, Maddie, but Larissa Anderson said every out that Jenna Laird has to be a productive out because she filters to the rest of the team.
Yeah, she really does. The rest of this Mizzou lineup kind of looks to Jenna as that leader. You know, as the leadoff, she's really setting the tone for the team, and they feed off that energy, whether she had a good at-bat or a bad at-bat. They are taking that into their at-bats as well.
Reaches for that one, which might have been a little bit out of the zone, but got enough of it to stay alive. And not somebody that chases very many pitches either. She doesn't get herself out. When you're in the circle, you have to come at her to get her out.
Right. She's good enough of an athlete that that ball was almost a foot off the plate and she was able to nick it.
That one skips in there, hits the mask of Hannah Carson. 3-2. Here comes the full count pitch. Swung on and missed by Laird. Fourth strikeout already for Sydney Berzon in relief.
Yeah, like we mentioned, Noah, just a totally different day for Sydney Berzon. She is throwing this drop ball right at knee level and then letting it break behind the hitter. Just an absolute filthy pitch.
That's one that belonged in the package that we saw at the start of the inning. Alex Honnold rolls this one foul in the first pitch. You alluded to it, just not her day yesterday, meaning Sydney Berzon. 1+ inning, 7 runs, 6 hits. Been very different today. Half swing from Honnold, slow roller to Petty. Throw is in time.
And like I mentioned earlier, these drop balls that Berzon is throwing today, they're very hard to lift, very hard to get underneath. Has a lot of heavy movement
Missouri
working down in the
is
zone.
challenging the out call at first base.
Well, Larissa Anderson has already challenged one today, did not go her way, using her second challenge now because she...
Anderson, that is so close and could be the difference on a runner in first with her 3-hole up.
An extremely fast 2 up, 2 down for Sydney Berzon against the 2 best hitters in this Missouri lineup, Jenna Laird and Alex Honnold.
Yeah, Berzon doing what she does best, strikeouts and getting these hitters to ground out.
Hops in there to Crenshaw. Had an RBI single her last time up. Tied the game at 2 at that point. It was her 11th 2-out RBI of the season. And those are the kind of things that you love from your hitters in the middle of the order. Clutch situations, 2 outs in an inning, and they continue to come through and get hits and runs driven in. Slow bouncer over towards third. McKee on to first. It is a 1-2-3 inning for top of the 6th. Game 1 went to Missouri last night 10-8 in a very offensive-minded game. 19 combined runs, 21 hits for the 2 teams. Today's been a little bit of a different story, but either way, Missouri's got a chance to at least clinch the series with a win today and potentially go for the sweep tomorrow against a team that's ranked 3rd in the nation. That ball is powered into center field by Raylene Gutierrez. Alex Honnold robbed a home run at the wall. Wow! Gutierrez just inches away from her second home run of the season, or of the weekend rather, but Alex Honnold takes it away.
Yeah, this is one of the things that continues to make Alex Honnold so special. She is not phased at all by that outfield wall. She's able to reach her glove up and over and snag this home run from Gutierrez.
A big thank you from her freshman in the circle, Marissa McCann, with a massive smile after that play. Carly Petty bloops it down right in front of Honnold this time. So that's the secret, I guess. Hit it shorter, not further against Honnold.
Put it somewhere Alex Honnold is not.
You had mentioned it, it's what makes her so special, and I think everyone wants to talk about the offense, right? She was a second-team All-American, hit just 396 a year ago, hitting over 400 this year. It's all the offense that you bring up first with Alex Honnold, but she is spectacular in center field.
Yeah, and as you watch Alex Honnold, whether she's in the outfield or she's up to bat, she is very even-keeled, even temperament, never gets too high, energy never gets too high or too low, and so that is one of the things that makes her so great.
Yeah, Larissa Anderson said she is not the rah-rah vocal leader. You don't hear her talk very much, but she does a great job of enabling those who are talkers and vocal leaders to do that, and she's the kind of person that just goes about her business every single day, gets her job done. And if her numbers about halfway through this season are any indication, she might be a back-to-back All-American. Kelly Lynch loops it out of play here. And Marissa McCann quickly ahead 0-2 right now against Lynch. Marissa McCann has kind of been the unsung hero of the weekend. Came in relief yesterday, threw 2 2/3. Today has already thrown 3 1/3. Hasn't given up a run, just a couple hits. That ball is tagged out to right field. Kaylee Langer has plenty of time for the second out.
I think Coach Anderson hit this on the head with Marissa McCann. She's doing a great job of locating that ball, using both sides of the plate. She's also changing speeds, which is really, really helping her today.
We asked her earlier this week, who is somebody that's on the verge of a big jump for you that can maybe take your team to the next level? And there was no hesitation. Coach Anderson said Marissa McCann. And she quickly just talked about how much that she has grown in such a short amount of time in her freshman season.
Yeah, Marissa McCann is definitely somebody who stepped up to the challenge. It's not always easy to be thrown into the fire in the SEC, but Marissa McCann has not been phased, and she's taken it pitch by pitch today.
And throwing pitchers into the fire in their freshman season, not something that Coach Anderson always does either. Last year with Sierra Harrison, kind of held her back a little bit. They were more conservative with her. Different story this year with McCann.
And I think this is just a testament to how Marissa McCann's career is going to go. Finding a little bit of comfortability here in her freshman season, I think we can continue to see great things from her all 4 years in this Tiger uniform.
The 0-1 to Rudity, slashed out of play. Gave up just 1 hit yesterday in 2 2/3 innings, no runs. Just showed you the numbers a moment ago today. Now 3 2/3 innings for Marissa McCann, 2 hits, no runs, and hasn't had the command issues that she had at times last night. 4 walks yesterday, only 2 today.
No, I think we're seeing great improvements from pitchers on both teams.
Yeah.
From Berzon and both McCann. They've made big strides compared to last night.
It's a really good point. Sydney Berzon did not have her best stuff last night in the start, giving up 7 runs. She came in relief today and has shut down Missouri's offense since she's been in the game. 1-2 to Rudity. Slow roller right side. Gallagher's got it. Flips to first. Walker wasn't on the bag. Throw gets away and allows the runner to advance to third. Carly Petty, the tying run, is just 60 feet from scoring now in the top of the 6th.
That is one of the more difficult plays that we see in college softball. Those bases are only 60 feet away, and a slow roller in no man's land in between first, second, and the pitcher can be a tough play to make. Madison Walker unsure if she should go after that ball or stay home at first base. Ultimately does not make it back to the bag in time and is unable to catch that ball from Maddie Gallagher.
So runners on the corners 2 down here in the 6th. Really crucial at bat coming for a pinch hitter. It'll be the first time we see Macy Bergeron, who was the starting catcher yesterday in game 1, but Hannah Carson got the start behind the dish in game 2. But Bergeron in now to pinch hit to enter the game for the first time.
And the good thing about this pinch hit situation is that Bergeron has already seen Marissa McCann last night. Might have a little bit more intel than a pinch hitter who's coming in cold off the bench.
Doubled last night, drove in a couple runs, but that was not against Marissa McCann. First pitch swinging, skies it into right field. Langer chasing in foul territory, slides and makes the grab to keep.
Chase
has seen 7 batters, struck out 4 of them, has not given up a hit. A 3rd-team All-American last year as a freshman. And talking with Beth Torina earlier this week, she thinks she's having a better sophomore season right now than what she had last year as an All-American. Faces 4, 5, and 6 for Missouri as the Tigers looking to add some insurance to this 1-run lead. That hits Cara Daly. And I think also came back and got a piece of the home plate umpire too, man.
Yeah, it looks like that ball just barely hit Cara Daly, and she's able to.
After review, the call of the field has been changed to a foul ball. The count is 2-1.
I think that's the call Cara Daly was kind of expecting anyways. It gets called back, it's a foul ball. They say off the knob of the bat instead of off of her.
Yeah, if you look at this a little bit closer, you can see that that ball clearly hits off Cara Daly's knob.
And going along to your point, she didn't even try to sell it either, Maddie. She just stood there and was told by somebody about 15 seconds later to go down to first base.
Another great review call, though, by these coaches here. Beth Torina. That's a huge change, though. No outs, Cara Daly on first base versus potentially getting Cara Daly out for the first out.
Goes after this one, foul tips it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Cara Daly, who's looking for her first hit of the afternoon and chases that one in the dirt from Berzon, who strikes out her 5th batter of the day. Well, you hit that one in the head, big difference. It would have been a runner on first, nobody out. Instead, the call gets overturned on the challenge, and it ends up being a strikeout.
Yeah. This ball looks like a ball out of the hand. Not a great pitch for Cara Daly to swing at. She's got to recognize that a little bit earlier, that that's nowhere close to the strike zone.
That drop ball today has just been filthy for Sydney Berzon.
It has been. She has not left a lot of them up. She's really flirting with that lower half of the zone as well, being a ball or a strike, making it hard for hitters to differentiate between the two.
She has retired all 8 batters that she's seen since she came in, with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 3rd inning.
5 strikeouts already.
With 5 of them being strikeouts, exactly. Laced right back up the middle. There's the first hit given up by Berzon today, and it comes off the bat of Maddie Gallagher.
And that's a great approach from Maddie Gallagher there off Berzon, trying to get something that's up in the zone and hit it hard right back at her. Ball covers a little bit too much of the middle, and ultimately Gallagher's able to hit this ball back up the middle for a base hit.
Maddie Gallagher was the one that started the big inning last night in the 6th. Leadoff double, came around to score what was the game-winning run in a 10-9 win. Now with Missouri already up, trying to give some insurance here late in this game. Katie Chester gets a piece of it, 0-2. Pair of strikeouts today for Chester. One against Chafin, and now 2 against Berzon, her 3rd strikeout today.
Yeah, Berzon throwing a very heavy drop ball on that outer half. Definitely a hard pitch to hit.
First pitch strike in there to Madison Walker. Oh no. They say on the appeal she held off. 1-0. It's low and in. Got her out in front of the off speed here. 2 balls and a strike to the freshman Walker.
She's getting a lot of late break on that drop ball.
Bouncer right back up the middle, fielded by Petty, and she steps on the bag at second for the force out. And
That when the game's on the line and they're in the 7th inning, Pinnell wants the ball.
she told Larissa Anderson at the start of the year, I want to lead the country in saves. Her 5 is the most in the SEC, 2nd most in the nation. And if she were to hold on to this one and get a 6, it would move her into tied for the most in all of college softball. Faces the 9-hole hitter, the freshman Maddox McKee, who's 1 for 2 with a single today.
And Taylor Pinnell is a different look than all the other pitchers on the Missouri staff. She's a left-hander. She's not going to overpower anybody with speed, but she's going to move the ball around, use all sides of the plate, go up, go down, and she has one of the best changeups on the Missouri staff.
Used that changeup so effectively last night. It's bounced right back to her from McKee, 1 away.
And that is Taylor Pinnell doing what she does best. She's not going to be a great strikeout pitcher, but she does her job by getting ground outs and rolling the ball out for soft ground balls to let this Missouri defense work.
Order flips to the top here with Sierra Briggs. So spot you want to be in if you're LSU. If you're in the 7th and down a run, you've got the exact part of the lineup you want. And 7 of the 9 batters in this LSU lineup are lefties too. So that's another reason. It's not just that she's your closer, but it's also a no-brainer to go with your only lefty pitcher in your staff if you're Missouri.
Right, a totally different look, and a lefty-lefty matchup is something that we'll want to see with 7 out of 9 lefties in the lineup.
1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Sierra Briggs. LSU opened the season 24-0. They were the last undefeated team in the country until last Sunday. Lost back-to-back to Ole Miss, lost game 1 against Mizzou last night. And a chance after being 24-0 that LSU might lose 4 consecutive. Missouri can clinch the series and potentially go for a sweep tomorrow against the number 3 team in the country. 2-1. Chopped over towards short. It's the Gold Glove Laird, 1 out away from the win.
Again, Taylor Pinnell doing what Taylor Pinnell does best, rolling out soft ground balls to her Golden Glove shortstop, giving them easy plays to make it first base. A beautiful pitch on the lower part of the zone. Routine ground ball up to Laird, and Laird makes this play look so easy.
Mizzou fans to their feet. It was announced just last half inning they set the record for attendance in a single game in Missouri softball history. and they've got a chance to see a win over number 3 LSU. Back-to-back strikes to Taylor Pleasance to start the at-bat.
Last out of the game, goes ahead and goes 0-2. Great job by Pinnell.
Stays alive, gets a piece of it here. 0-2 still. Got her swinging. Ball game over. Save number 6 on the season for Taylor Pinnell. Tied for the most in the nation. And Missouri has taken each of the first 2 from number 3 LSU.